this video, we're going to be reviewing the 4 drills you got to do to enhance your squat. Before we dive into the specifics of that, please just give us a follow, a like. If you get any value from this, share this video. We're trying to grow this channel. We just want to help people out. That's our #1 priority. So in the benefits of this video, we're going to be going through the 4 things you should be hitting in a squat. A lot of times in my experience, what I see is that people aren't addressing everything in the squat. They're just looking at their legs. In reality, it's more important to look at your whole body, especially with a back squat. When you have a barbell behind your back, it's affecting all of your mobility, and we're going to dive into 4 things to enhance that today. The first exercise we're going to go over is for your thoracic spine. A lot of people ask me, hey, why do I have to work on my thoracic spine if I'm squatting? The reality is when you're underneath the bar, you need thoracic mobility, because if you don't have that mobility, you're going to affect your lumbar spine and your hips. So your lower spine and your hips aren't going to be able to efficiently move. So if I'm here and I get a bar back there, it already moves my spine. That's why the thoracic spine is super important. So one basic drill we like to use, and you can do this with no equipment at all, is really, you're gonna get on the floor. I like to have someone sit back on their heels. That way what you're doing is you're locking up your hips, you're locking up your lumbar spine. From there, you're gonna put one arm right in the center. Make sure it's in between your legs, thumb up. And the other arm, we're going to go behind the back for now. And here you're just going to rotate to that arm behind your back, take a deep breath, and turn back. So you're creating some thoracic extension and rotation. Very valuable drill. Hit it out before you squat. The key is at the end of your rotation, take a deep breath. Get your body used to that range of motion. Super important. It will help with your back squat 100%. The next drill that we're going to go into is a take on the hip flexor stretch. Hip flexor is a monster muscle. It goes from your leg all the way up to your lumbar spine. You really have to keep it loose and mobile to help with your squat. And sometimes too, if you don't have a mobile hip flexor, as you go to squat, you're gonna get that little bit of a pelvic tilt at the bottom. That's why it's so important to keep it mobile. One I like to do is more dynamic, because not everyone likes to do static stretches, which they do have its place, but it's important to be dynamic as well. So in this position, what you're gonna do is tilt your pelvis, or a posterior tilt, kind of tighten up your hip flexor here. Once you do that, you're gonna actively get a better stretch in the front of the hip flexor. So from here, I'm tilting my pelvis, leaning forward a little bit. You don't want to overextend and get your back involved. Keep your pelvis nice and tight, lean forward, and then one other aspect I like to throw into it, hands behind your head, and just rotate to the front leg and back. So you're getting a dynamic hip flexor stretch. You're also mobilizing your spine a little bit as well. It's key to unlocking your hip flexors. It's going to maximize your squat. The next one we're going to do is an ankle mobility. Right? We're hitting the basic avenues of a squat. We have our hips, we have our thoracic spine, our ankle mobility, and then we're going to put it together. So 4 simple drills. You got to start rolling with it. So what we're going to do for ankle mobility, that same position we had as with the hip flexor stretch. And we're not focusing on the down hip, we're focusing on the front leg. There's a couple ways you can do it. I'm going to show the basic one here. I would say grab a roller, or you don't even need it. Go next to a wall. Let's pretend this is a wall. You're going to put a fist length away there, fist length away. All you're going to do is drive that knee forward to try to touch the roller without your heel popping up. Then we'll rock it back. So we can do dynamically. Hold it for a couple seconds, rock back and forth. Good. These are meant to be dynamic. I don't want people just to statically stretch, especially prior to squatting. The last one we're going to review is we're putting all the movements together. You don't necessarily need a box. You can use a step, you can use a table, you can use a bench. What you're going to do is you're going to put one leg up on that table, bench, or box, arms up in the air, and you're just going to lean forward. In this area, we're opening up the hips, opening up the spine a little bit, and the ankle. So we're putting this all together. And you're also driving hip flexion, right? The bottom of the squat, this knee's got to come up. So you're causing that dissociation, which is going to help you at the bottom of the squat. Mobility is important, and again, dynamically, opening it up, closing it down. All right, so thank you guys for watching. If you got any value, please, again, like, comment, share. Let us know what you think. What you think matters. We'll create content based on you. If you like it, give us a comment, share, Let us know what you think. This is the Powered by Untitled channel. Thank you.